had to get you another paper.
Hey Lee, did you get my email?
And then she goes, yeah, then you're in Italy, and a war starts out like right across the pond over there in Israel and whatever.
Smile, Teresa.
Good spaghetti, good pizza.
Mayor Armbruster. Good morning. This is the Friday, June 30th meeting of the Lorain County Board of Commissioners. May we start with a pledge to the flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Commissioner Riddell.
Here.
Commissioner Moore. Here. Commissioner Gallagher.
Here.
We have a quorum. Resolutions, number 1, investments.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Gallagher.
Aye.
Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Number 2, appropriations.
Move to approve?
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Gallagher.
Aye.
Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Number 3, transfers.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Gallagher.
Aye.
Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Number 4, advances, repayments, there were none. Number 5, requisitions.
And Victor, could we have page 2?
In regards to page 2, I'm going to request, if you guys don't mind, I'll make a motion that way when we get to it. Item number 1240 should be reflected as 17,445. I discussed this with some of the board members on the OSU Extension and Solid Waste Committee, and they actually participate with about 17,500. And I've asked if they could increase theirs by another 20,000, and they have agreed to use solid waste funds to help out with the shortfall that this request is today. Just to let you know. So if you don't mind, I'll make the motion when we get to page 3, and I will make it with that amended number. So
Okay, let's have the much talked about page 3.
well, there's. Do we have a page 3?
No,
Yeah.
it's just 2
that
of
says
2.
that says 2 of 2. I thought we had.
We have page 3?
I have
What do you have?
3 of 3.
Okay.
It's on page 3 though.
That says 2 of 2 if you notice.
I saw what it said.
Okay, I'm gonna take a look at this here. So I show.
I don't have a page.
You know what? I show page 2 of 3 as item number 1236, and it was out of account 1,000 for computers for M&J, $5,000 for the sheriff. So, you have it?
I only have 1 of 2 that Casey gave
I
me.
have this.
Can you just put the,
You know what?
papers are up on the.
You can have mine.
Yeah. Why don't we put 1 under there?
Here you go. It's 2.
Well, that's already on page 2.
Here, look at mine.
No, it's not
This
on.
one's on page 2, that number you just gave me.
Right.
It is.
Here's my page 3.
1237, 1238, 20. So,
Can we go back to page 2?
no.
Let's see if it's on there. Yep. You know what? There it is on the top of the page, gentlemen. Yeah. There it is on
There's only
page.
2 of 2.
Yeah, there is 2. Okay, they added 1, 2, 3, 6 to page 2. So, sorry, we're old school guys with a bunch of paper.
So you get 2 pages.
2 pages. So I'll make a motion to approve pages 1 and 2, with the amendment to number 1240, with that number being $1,445. That's my motion.
How about 17,000?
17,000.
Is that what I said?
No, you
No.
said 1,700.
Thank you for correcting me.
17,000.
445 to be
Yeah.
exact.
So move.
Second? Oh, we already did.
Oh, we got 3. That's
We got 3.
Discussion, any further discussion? Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell,
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher.
Aye.
Thank you.
Good.
Number 6, travel, there was none. Number 7, bills.
Next page. Page 3. And page 4. Oh. I show we have 5 pages, but I have 2 blank.
Is that all you got, Victor? How-
Okay,
how
then
many
we have
pages?
3 good pages. I have 2 blank pages in
Yeah,
mine.
well, Teresa, would you like to, before we move forward,
I'm looking. I have 3.
Okay,
how many pages does Victor show?
3.
Okay. Boy, one day off yesterday and everything gets,
Yep,
Everything's in arrears.
operating at half crew today.
move to approve, pages
Second.
1 through 3.
Discussion. Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye,
Commissioner Gallagher.
Aye.
Number 8,
we do not have a executive session today.
B, public comment on agenda items.
Okay,
That was,
Ronald Pickworth.
I was waiting to be last.
Well, it's
He's
your
the only
lucky
one.
day. Yeah. Please approach the podium and state your name and address for us.
Okay, I'm Ron Pickworth. I am at 14701 Whitehead Road, LaGrange. I came here today to speak to the funding for the extension office. I guess I've been a 4-H family and stuff my whole life. When I was in 4-H, which a couple years ago, it was, plows and cows. Let's be honest, it was pretty much all rural. And I think that mindset is still out there. That it is just, it's an agriculture thing, but extension has grown tremendously. And they serve a lot of people, a lot of urban situations, from urban 4-H clubs to school programs and things like that. And currently, the agents are funded, through the university matching funds. I'm sorry about that. Through the matching funds and stuff. But right now, how they're funded, they have no money for the office. They can't hire a secretary. So that when the agents are in the office, if somebody comes in, they ring a bell, they have to drop what they're doing, go to the counter, and things like that. And it's really, affected their ability to do their duties as they need. And I know Jackie Baca has put in a request, and I just want to say I think it's very deserving. I think she's been quite conservative in her request, and I would really encourage you as the commissioners to fund that part of the program, because I think it's very, very valuable to the county. I know in the past, I don't know if it's still true, but I know different juvenile judges and stuff always used to say, they hardly ever see an active somebody that was in 4-H or FFA and things like that, because they've learned leadership, they've learned citizenship and stuff through that. So I think we really need to fund this program to keep it going. So thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
And just to remind everybody, that's what we just voted on. So, I was at the Lorain County Township Trustee meeting and mentioned that. The thing is, though, our general fund is dwindling, and that's why we worked with solid waste. Our job is to help you find other ways to fund some of these projects, but the future's not looking too good for the next couple of years, so please keep engaged and keep coming to our meetings. How's that? We appreciate the public input. Thank you.
Is there any old business?
Old business? I'd like to, we had a meeting on Tuesday followed by a hearing on the sales tax, and I thought, to set the stage for conversations that will occur today and some of the questions that are gonna come, I would just try and give everybody a really short Cliff's Notes, and that is that the word budget gets tossed around quite a bit, and it has different meanings to different financial places. But the auditor sometime shortly will give us a tax budget, which is really a tax revenue stream. The departments are giving us their projected 26 budgets today, and those are tentative budgets, and those are required by law to come out in July, so that we can have 6 months to evaluate them and balance the revenue stream versus the requests from the departments. Commissioner Moore has taken quite a bit of heat for saying that, we project a deficit last year and next year, and everybody wants to know the number and the number and the number, so that they can decide what they want to do with the sales tax as well as other things. And the problem is that the number is not yet the number. You're balancing a requested funding stream from the departments, many of whom are elected in their own right, and they have their desire to get their piece of the general fund, and the auditor gives us his projected stream, and then we have to balance the two of those by the end of the year and deliver a budget. And our forecast for the budget to be a deficit next year is based at this point on the fact that we are fully expensed for every dollar that we know that the county is going to collect this year. We expect revenues to be flat for next year, both for economically and other things, except for the fact that we have negotiated responsible pay raises for our staff, and hospital bills, which are actually out of the control of the commissioner's hands in large. We expect them both to raise next year, and that will create a deficit in its own right. So we will be asking the departments to go back and figure out how to realign their expenses and cover the increases in wages and hospitalization to stay on target. So there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of requests for the budget. Then you throw on top of that, there's a bill down in the House in Columbus today that would eliminate inside millage for all the entities that collect inside real estate tax millage. For Lorain County, that would be a between $17, $18 million loss of revenue. So you have an $85 million budget that's already expected to be a deficit. If this should pass in 26 when it starts, we would no longer be an $86 million budget, we'd be a $70 million budget. Then on top of that, we have what? We have a petition drive that's out there to eliminate all real estate taxes. And we expect that that'll create some pressure in its own right, because when you eliminate real estate taxes, people are gonna have to figure out where else they wanna come, and they may wanna come to the county. So that's the landscape we're operating in today, and it's not because we're not trying to be forthright. We're trying to share information as best we can and not put information out that could lead to false expectations and false picture of the situation. So if you'll bear with us, the next several months are gonna be very active. We'll know in early August if the petition drive makes the ballot in November. And here before they go home for the 4th of July, we'll know what the state legislature is gonna do with what they currently have on their plate. So, we're at the early stages, trying to do our job, trying to think ahead, but there's a lot of tunnels sitting in front of us, and there's not light at many of them at the end. So bear with us. We'll have another hearing on the sales tax after the meeting today. That's all we have. Anything else, Commissioners?
Okay. Board business, number 9, amend resolution 2588, adopted February 11th to 25, entering the service contract with True Scripts Management Services LLC to provide pharmacy benefit management services for county employees. Amendment is to reflect the inclusion of minimum HR management services brokerage fee in the amount of $2.50 per claim.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Yes, I think this is an interesting, interesting resolution. Our new sheriff, who has been combing the landscape for dollars, found that we were paying more for the inmates' prescriptions for behavioral drugs and detox drugs than we would be paying in our own right for our employees. So what this resolution does is bring the ability to get them in on our group purchasing and lower the cost of maintenance drugs for the county jail. And kudos to the staff and Deputy Zach for their work in this regard. Chief Deputy Zach.
Anything further? Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Community Development 10, award contract for Gerhart and Sharon Dick at 6610 Lear Nagel Road, Lot 1, North Ridgeville, to Ranchers Roofing, Amherst, in the amount of $18,623 for a new roof, gutters, gutter guards, and skylight. Homeowners will receive grant assistance from PY23 CHIP program, which includes a contingency for any unforeseen change orders. 4 bids were received, this being the most responsive complying with specifications, and will be paid from the program 23 CHIP account.
And Victor, could you put
So
that up?
moved.
Second.
Discussion.
We have 4 bidders, and it's refreshing. We're now seeing more local participations. Thank you, Mr. Greenspan.
Very good.
So the resolution shows 16,930 on the bidding process here. Is there a reason why it's off by 2, according to what you just read? Oh, the
I believe
16
that
oh, there it
includes
is,
the
the
contingency.
contingency, there it is,
Yeah.
okay.
Anything further? Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
11, or contract for Diana Carter at 206 East Lorain Street, Overland, to R. Hammond Construction Graft in the amount of $7,975 for interior balustrades and handrail. Homeowner will receive grant assistance from Program Year 23 CHIP program. This includes a contingency for any unforeseen change orders. 2 bids were received, this being the most responsive, complying with specifications, and will be paid from PY23 CHIP account.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Only 2 bidders, Commissioner Gallagher.
I
but
know.
they're- But they're both
it
local.
makes
They're
me
both
cringe.
local.
It makes me cringe because there's a wide gap between them, but we're doing better. I can see improvement in this. Good job.
Anything further? Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Under Job and Family, 12, authorize an interagency agreement between JFS and Workforce Development Agency, Elaria, for the summer youth employment. WDA will provide summer youth employment in the amount not to exceed $179,872. This is effective retroactive to May 1st of 25 through September 30th of 25 and will be paid from the TANF account.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Chris, do you want to speak to this?
Good morning, Commissioners. Chris Cabot, Director, JFS on Northridge and Elyria. We are excited to enter into an agreement with our workforce development for summer youth employment program for $179,872 of TANF funds. Without getting into too much detail, this provides employment opportunities for youth between the ages of 14 and 18 that are meet a threshold of need and are currently in school. The youth cannot displace current employees or those that are currently laid off, so they're not replacing any current employees. This opportunity keeps our youth busy during the summer. Again, I always refer to, I think that it's good that we try to keep some of our youth busy and doing meaningful and productive things and things that might not be so productive. This also provides them an opportunity to earn some money. They earn $12.50 an hour, and they learn skills and create relationships that can be further of use in their future or in their career. Oftentimes, kids identify trades or things that they want, that they enjoy, and might want to make a long-term career out of. So I think it's a really valuable thing that we're doing here. And again, this is TANF funds that are available for them. So it's federally funded.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Sounds like for those who need their work ethic nudged, sounds like this is the way to do it.
Anything further? Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
13, approve and enter a 4D purchase service contract between Lorain County Child Support Enforcement Agency and Lorain County Sheriff's Office in the amount of $213,869.84 for 2 deputies. This is effective retroactive to April 1st of 25 through December 31st of 25 and will be paid from the contractual purchase services account.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion.
I think Chris is coming up again.
Thanks again. Chris Cabot, Director, Job and Family Services. I think it's important for me just to say a few words about this because in a time when the county is trying to be fiscally responsible, this contract takes the 2 sheriff deputies off of the JFS/Child Support Enforcement Agency payroll and enters into a 4D contract since they are an allowable federal cost for our child support enforcement services that we provide. So that means that 66% of the cost for these deputies will now be covered by federal funds. This also opens up the opportunity for us to hire 2 additional staff to focus on management and collections of child support enforcement funds. So it's really a win-win. We're saving money on wages and benefits and everything for our sheriff deputies, and now we also can improve the amount that we're collecting from our responsible fathers and obligees. Thank you.
Very good.
Nice.
Thank you.
Anything further? Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
Solid Waste Management 14, enter into purchase service agreement with Velco Plan LLC of Greensboro, North Carolina, in the amount of $263,000 for a shredder truck for Lorain County Solid Waste Management District Collection Center. 3 proposals were received, this being the most responsive, complying with specifications. The mobile shredder truck will be used to destroy documents, papers, etc., and paid from the solid waste capitalized vehicles account.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Number 15, enter in a purchase agreement with Bortec Industries, Inc. of Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, in the amount of $77,199.15 for a floor sweeper scrubber for Lorain County Solid Waste Management District Collection Center. 6 proposals were received, this being the most responsive, complying with specifications. This will be used to more effectively and efficiently clean the floors at the center and will be paid from the solid waste capitalized equipment account.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Yeah, the solid waste, these 2 issues that just came up, just for the sake of it, very important to streamline the cleaning the floors because the machinery they had before was not sufficient. It was breaking down a lot. Same with the shredder truck. The shredder truck will be used, the current one will be used as a backup to the other one where in instances there are multiple locations and it's definitely been needed and the other one was in very bad shape.
Yep. This was heavily discussed on the Solid Waste Board Committee. And what I do like how, since they've been, last couple of years, have pretty much become a standalone entity without using any general fund money. They took a lot of heat in the beginning when they reevaluated how they were being funded. We pulled back a lot of gifts, I call it gifts, marketing that they were using that I didn't think was, excuse me, that was effective. And they basically did a great job, and they're now on a 10-year plan of being solvent, which was one of the only ones in the state of Ohio that has been approved for a 10-year plan. So that's why I'm glad that they stepped up for 4-H, because they did have some excess funds in order to help continue that program. And this is the kind of stuff that we see where, if you notice, when we read these resolutions at the end, that's where the money's coming from. So it's not coming from the general fund, and that's always a good thing. So.
Anything further? Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Under Stormwater Management, 16, award a contract to Sandstone Excavating LLC, Amherst, the amount not to exceed $74,124.05 For the services ditch restoration, 3 bids were received, this being the most responsive, complying with specifications, and it issues a 10% contingency for any unforeseen change orders and will be paid from the stormwater account.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Under adult probation, 17, approve a grant agreement in the amount of $5,996,386 with the Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Correction, Division of Parole and Community Services, Bureau of Community Sanctions, Community Corrections grant. These funds will help in reducing and diverting the number of persons committed to state penal institutions and are committed to local corrections agency, servicing F5 offenders with the new addition of the F4 offenders under community control and operating full community control supervision services for individuals under community control with its jurisdiction and is effective until June 30th of 2027.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Yes. Please join us and speak to the item.
Good morning. I'm Joella Mitchell, the Director at Lorain County Adult Probation Department.
Morning.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
your
Good
review
morning.
of our grant. I'm sorry?
I said good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for your time and review of our grant. This grant is, as Teresa indicated, $5,996,386 with the Probation Department with a partnership with the Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections. This grant helps us monitor those coming out on community control supervision for felony and misdemeanors. It does reduce prison population for those that don't need those services. We also do other alternatives regarding, it provides a significant structure to our department regarding salaries. It provides for cognitive behavior programming for these individuals. It also provides for GPS units, which helps reduce the population in our county jail, along with a few other things regarding drug testing services that we now cover. So with that, any questions?
No.
No.
Thank you for the explanation.
Yep.
You're very
Thank you.
welcome.
Yep.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming in.
Thank you.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
Under Developmental Disabilities, 18, approve and enter an agreement with Lorain County Board of Developmental Disabilities with the Ohio Association of Public Employees, American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, Local 625, AFL-CIO, effective July 1st of 25 through June 30th of 2028. Serve case number 2025 MED 030216, and this is the SSA unit.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Number 19, approve and enter an agreement with Lorain County Board of Developmental Disabilities and Ohio Association of Public Employees, American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, Local 771, AFL-CIO, effective July 1st of, I don't think that should be
I think
25 instead of 2015. Till June 30th of 2028, serve case 2025 MED 030215, non-SSA unit.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
County Administrators?
The agenda, but now I do. Listening to the comments, Commissioner Gallagher, with regard to the shredder truck and the sweeper of the building itself, it's a small sweeper that goes in and cleans everything up. Thomas Patrick, who's the director of that division, I've asked him to take a look for the next time that we go into this. Again, going back to my North Ridgeville days, we had street sweepers that we purchased. Those street sweepers would last 3 to 5 years before they're completely disintegrated based on the materials that they were picking up and everything else, and then we'd be rebuilding that street sweeper. We went into a program to lease these, and actually it worked because we could lease them. At the end of the 3-year period, we get a new one. Somebody else takes care of the damage. So I'd asked Thomas Patrick that he start looking into, over a period of time in the next few years, next year, to figure out whether there's a leasing program either from the company that we purchase it from or the bidders that are out there, as well as the floor sweeper out there that actually is sometimes in a more horrible conditions than what the shredder is going to take as you go through. So the shredder and the street sweeper, or the machine that's going to clean the inside of the building, will have another opportunity, maybe take a look at it, consider to lease rather than purchase, and get a new one at the end of the period, and then you don't have to fix it. You have to fix the in between, but it's more or less on warranty. To continue with the report, because of the horrible weather that we've had and the rainstorms and the winds, the tower crews that have been out at Northern Ohio Water and also at French Creek have not been pulled off. They've just been rescheduled. These crews are still working in the area. They're still working on our towers themselves. They're actually out at Grafton pouring a pad for the Grafton update at the Grafton prison for the update of the shelter. The equipment that was there at Northern Ohio Water that erected the first 80 feet of that tower had to be large enough in order to bring the bottom sections up of that 350-foot tower. They're not removed. We've got the other tower crews coming in. The project is on stream to be completed here in the next few weeks. And the only thing we ask is the weather change a little, and there's a window of opportunity that you're not dealing with high winds, huge rains, and the things that we all are dealing with. And maybe we'll have a weekend this weekend that it doesn't rain on over the last, there's an opportunity to enjoy the outside, but get ready for the heat. That completes my report.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome back, Karen.
Thanks.
He was
Welcome
lost. He was lost without you.
No, I wasn't. That gave me an opportunity.
Glad to be back.
And last time you weren't here, he didn't show up at all.
Yeah.
I have nothing. Board correspondence.
Motion to waive the reading of the board correspondence.
Second?
Discussion.
Yeah, I'd like to at least acknowledge on item number 3, Rob Levitt out of Lorain, his 50th year in business here in Lorain County. It's always nice to see. I know that the second generation is already starting it up, so I just wanted to point that out on our board correspondence.
Commissioner Dell?
Aye.
Commissioner Gallagher?
Aye.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye,
Is there any new business?
Commissioners?
probably at 10:30.
Okay, public comment. I want to apologize publicly. At our last Friday meeting, we were in a hurry to meet a 10:30 teleconference that was very important for the 3 commissioners to sit in on. And in my haste, I allowed Mr. Baker to speak at the agenda part, but not at the final part. So we kind of left him hanging as we went into executive session and so forth. But so, Brian, publicly, I apologize, and you've got your 2 minutes, so we'll even let you crawl over a little bit.
Brian Baker,
careful.
49822 Greystone Drive, Brownham Township. Jeff, thank you for the call that day. The comment was made that day, I think maybe at the meeting before. We talked about not putting the 0.25% on to build the jail, and you said you guys were gonna have further conversations. My only comment would be is if we're gonna use sales tax that's gonna be paid for by local people, and Dave, we've met with you, and Jeff, we've met with you guys personally to talk about how we use local people to build the new jail. We're gonna ask local people to pay the sales tax, and then I would ask that you would consider figuring out how we can use local people to build these. It doesn't make sense to take that money and take it outside the county if people are doing it. So I just would ask you guys to really consider that as you move forward that. And then I'm gonna stay for the public hearing. I do have some questions there. Dave, I did see you and Marty last night. I asked them there, and I'll probably ask them again here today. So again, thank you, Jeff. Thanks for the acknowledgement that day. But I just think it's important to use local people. You guys know I've been on this for probably the last 3 years. And I just think it makes sense to keep our dollars in the community when we're doing it, especially when you guys are talking about shortfalls. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
There being no further business, the meeting is adjourned.
See you back in 25.
See you back 25 minutes.